Hi everyone, this is Dango here from Rocky Valley server. In this video, I'm going to talk about an important method that you should use to improve your Apex Arena skill, which is the battle report function. And I'm going to discuss in detail what you should do when you review a battle. For me, review a battle, especially the battle that you lose, is very important for you to improve your skill. So let's just start. For example, this battle that I lost to Lemons. And I want to review and see where things went wrong. And Lemons was known to be a very strong, Apex Arena player, and he runs a rush team focused box. We can see that he has lots of mobility up character like Letitia or at least Olivia. Both can improve the mobility of the team. And then he also has a teleporter, which is Jessica, who can just teleport one character 7 blocks away. So this is a very rush team focused box. And here his first ban was my juggler, because lots of his characters are focused on AoE, especially his Leonhard can do a very significant amount of AoE damage. So the biggest counter for such rush team is Juggler. This is why he banned my Juggler first. So I kind of already know that he wants to play Leonhard with me, but because this is just this is not a playoff phase, so I want to learn how to kind of counter this rush team. So I just banned his Liana, and I give him the chance to pick Leonhard. And this is what he is going to pick. So let's continue. So yeah, we can see that from this review, we have this review has all the function that you need. You can stop at any time. You can jump to the next pick and next ban at any time. And if you don't like to review pick and ban phase, you can just click here, and it will just directly start the battle without the ban pick. But to me, ban pick is always a very important phase for a game. Sometimes after pick and ban, you already know you are going to win or lose the game. So I'm still going to continue review this pick and ban. And as expected, after I picked Zareda, and after he banned my Juggler, Liana, and Basil, he picked Leonhard. So this is very clear that he is going to rush me. And right now, my only goal to win this game is to kill Leonhard with my Zareda. If my Zareda can kill this Leonhard, then I can potentially win this game. And because one of the function buff for Zareda is banned, I have to pick the other faction buff for Zareda later. But I picked the land use first because usually when an enemy try to rush you, even you can't pick Juggler, you will still need a strong tank here. So in this case, I picked the Landius as my tank. And then Lemons banned 2 of the characters that are very strong when coupling with Landius, which is Listel and Ritual. And here I banned 2 of the characters that can work well with a rush team. I didn't really focus on banning the faction buff for Leonhard, because he has lots of faction buff for Leonhard, so it is very hard to ban out his faction buff. So instead, I actually banned Listel and Varna. So the problem for Varna is that she has extremely high mobility, which makes her very easy to follow up a Leonhard attack. So this Bernhard can provide faction buff for Leonhard, but Bernhard only has 3 mobility. Even with the 2 extra mobility provided by Letitia, it is not very easy that this Bernhard can reach me on second turn. So yeah, so in this case I didn't really care about Bernhard, but this Varna can provide AoE buff and can move 5 tails and then cast again, move 2 extra tail. This is going to be a very important and very strong combo with Leonhard. So this is why I banned this Varna. And Listel, Listel already have 4 mobility, and Lemons use speed boot for Listel, so his Listel can move 5. with like Letitia, his this tail is going to move 7, or even with Olivia, his this tail can move 6. This can be a huge threat to my team, so this is why I banned this tail. And then I picked the other faction buff for Zareda, which is Gizalov. And then Lemons decided to ban out my healers, because the other counter to a rush team is multiple healer, so now he only gave me one healer to choose, which is Tiarius, and I have to pick Tiarius now. So here Lemons already has the 2 AoE attacker that he needed, so in this case I have to ban the 2 increased mobility characters who can help him rush me. In this way, although he has the 2 AoE, he can't really, follow up these 2 attacks if I stay very behind at turn 1. So my basically hope is to kill this Leonhardt before he reach me, and make sure that he cannot rush me. So I picked Tiarius here. And then Lemons picked Chloe here. So this Basil's ban is not very good. Basil doesn't really synthesize well with his team. My concern was that if Basil, get engaged and cast like Black Hole on my team, I don't really have dispel capabilities. My Tiarius don't know like dispel skill. So like even with like tears, it is very hard for her to remove all the debuffs. This is why I banned Basil. So his last pick is going to be land use. So this is the other point that I kind of missed. So here, this Bernhard is actually not going to be very useful for him. He already has the buff, but this land use can be a small problem because I still run Zareda in my team. Land use is a huge counter to Zareda because it reduced the crit rate around land use, and it also reduced the range attack damage. So with this land use, and if I didn't crit, maybe I cannot kill this Leonhardt, and if I fail to kill this Leonhardt, it will cost the game. So the last ban, like Burn, I should have banned land use. So after reviewing the pick and ban, we can start reviewing the whole game. And as usual, we can stop at any time. And the good thing, right, for this review is that you can stop and check the states of the character, like your own character and your enemy's character. For example, I can just stop here and check his Leonhardt. His Leonhardt has over 1,000 attack, even without a faction buff and without triggering his talent. This is a very top tier Leonhardt and worth your ban. Like if you meet Lemons, like in playoff maybe, or just like if you want to win him, ban his Leonhardt is never a bad decision. Actually, not only his Leonhardt, like any good Leonhardt worth your like first ban or something. Yeah, and we can see his Joshua is also very strong, but with a little bit low health point. And yeah, this Chloe is very strong and very well built, with almost 9,000 health points. And this land use, yeah, similar level with me. And the other thing you should also check is the skill that they are carry, right? This land use, although has Chloe, but this Chloe already got function buff from Joshua, so this land use is actually bringing a rod skill. And actually, this was the reason that I lost the game. I never checked the skill that land use carry, because in like 90% of the battle, land use has to carry faction buff, and this tranquility is a master carry, this revive is a master carry. Very rarely people will carry rod with land use. So like during this battle, I actually never checked this land use skill, and this actually cost the game that later that we will see. So it is very important, like in a game and also in a review, to check what skill that your enemies will carry, and to check the states of these characters, right? to have a better understanding. So yeah, he moved up his land use, although not triggering land use talent, but it doesn't matter because he just wants to move his tank first. This is probably the wrong order. The right order probably be that he moves Judgler here and then moves land use here, so his talent can be triggered. But it doesn't really matter that much because he already has a plan to rush me. So these two are just wants to make sure his character survive. So I have to buff my Zareda so that if he wants to teleport his Leonhard up front, then my Zareda has a very huge range to kill his Leonhard. So after he saw my Zareda is well prepared, so he decided to not rush me on first turn. And then just Joshua carry faction buff. So yeah, so if you feel like there are some boring things that you don't want to see, you can just use nice step to make it fast. So basically, he saw my Zorida is well prepared, so he moved up the tank to create more space for his Leonhard, right? When his two tanks move here, his Leonhard can move here without worrying about my Zorida. So we can just escape here. And then he actually decided to jump in, and he wants to jump in here because he has 5 mobility, so that he can reach me next turn. If he jump here, he would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mobility to reach here, which he has only 5 mobility, and 4 mobility he cannot effectively kill my units. So this is the reason that he jumped here, and he wants to rely on land use tranquility buff to see if his Leonhard can survive my Dorada. But his Leonhard has pretty low defense, so I was pretty confident that I can kill this Leonhard. And this is what's happening, so I just use my Zorida to kill this Leonhard. So at this point, I think I was in advantage, but then I made some huge mistake later. So let's just see what was happening. So he used the Juggler to attack my Zorida, which his Juggler failed to kill my Zorida because my Zorida has this damage reduction buff from Tiaras. Without this buff, it is very likely that this Juggler with over 2000 attack when he attacked Zorida, it is very likely that Zorida would die. But with this Tiara's miracle buff, Zorida actually survived, and this archer can heal after battle, so my Zorida was actually pretty healthy after he attacked me. And then he followed up another attack from Joshua. This map is kind of terrible for Joshua, right? There is nothing defensive, there is no defensive spot in this map basically. So his Joshua cannot get the benefit from carrying this scale, right? Because there is no defensive tail, so he cannot kill my Zorida. And then my Zorida used the Bloodthirst skill to increase his survivability, because this skill actually reduced the damage dealt by 30%, right? I don't very worry about heal Zorida because his other units cannot break the tank from land use. So I was pretty confident my Zorida will survive and just kill these Joshua and Chloe one by one. And then Chloe heal up this Juggler. And I was already this is the first mistake that I made. Here I was trying to kill Juggler when I should have focused on kill Chloe and Joshua first, right, using Zorida. So at least I should try to save my Zorida. But what happened is that I tried to attack Blades in Gizlov, and Gizlov has no damage, like has no damage, like increase method without attack blessing, right? So even with attack blessing, he cannot finish up killing Judgler. So it's kind of a disappointing unit, but yeah, this is what I did. I should have just healed up by Zoraida here. Because the reason that I didn't heal up Zoraida is that I think he's in the range of defense from land use, and this Joshua already cast this skill, so he cannot do any other AoE attack, and this character has no AoE attack. These all have like no AoE attack to kill my Zoraida. But there is one thing that I forgot, is like this Judgler, after using Beast Shock, it can actually like if he moved to this position, he can actually still disable my tank and then attack Zoraida. And with normal Judgler with 3 mobility, there is no way that he can move here. But Lemon's Judgler actually is using a speed boot here, so this Judgler has 4 mobility, and this is what he's doing next. He's trying to move his Judgler here and just kill my Zoraida. So after my Zoraida dies, I still have a chance in this game, but it is getting harder and harder, right? If my Zoraida can survive, she can just kill this Chloe or Joshua, like after he moved the Judgler. Yeah, so this is one of the first. This is the first huge mistake that I made in this game, and then I was still focusing on trying to kill this Judgler, and I forgot this Landius. Like I didn't notice that this Landius is carrying a road scale, right? This Landius just charging here and kick my Joshua into the poison area, right? If I know that, I would have blocked the Landius from reaching this spot, or I would have just moved out Joshua, right? So this is the second mistake. Basically, the loss of Zoraida and didn't notice this rod skill just cost this game. After both my Joshua and my Zoraida die, this game was over. So this is how I lost this game. So from this game, I learned that sometimes you should really check the scale from land use. Sometimes he actually carry rod scale to kick you, so you have to be very careful with positioning. The other thing that I learned from this game is that Lemon's Judgler, sometimes he will use a speed boot, so his Judgler has 4 extra has 4 mobility, 1 mobility more compared to normal Judgler. This Judgler is kind of weak against attack, but instead he has 1 extra mobility to make sure this Beast Shock can find your tank and lock your tank. So basically this is how I lost this game, and I learned a lot from this loss as well. Yeah, and this is a very nice function that I always like this function, so that I can always go back and see where things went wrong, and the next time I would have better chance of winning this game if he used a similar strategy. So this is basically what I want to talk about. The other thing that I want to talk about is that there is something that if you feel proud of yourself, like if you win some big whales, you want to share your battle report, you can share your battle report with your friends in World channel or in your guild channel. The other thing that you can do is to share this battle report in your name card, right? So you can move around, you can cancel the battle report that you already shared, right? And then add the new battle report. You can share up to 5 battle reports. So it is, I think, it is not very really useful for you to learn your skill, but it is something good that you can always show off to your friends. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. Thanks for watching, and if you want to see more Langrisser mobile content, please follow my channel. Thank you.